Good morning. I'm Megan Van Fleet, lay service leader today, and my pronouns are she, her. Challenged by our liberating faith, we discover deeper spiritual meaning, nurture loving community, cultivate courageous connections, and partner in the work of justice. Welcome to all of you on the live stream and in person. We're pleased to have guests with us in this room and participating virtually. Following the service, you're welcome to join us in Freeman Hall across from the sanctuary for coffee and conversation. If you are new and want to learn more about this congregation, I encourage you to reach out to our Director of Member Relations, Kelly Green. Her email is on the screen. We have large print orders of service, personal hearing assistance devices, and an elevator. There's also a hearing loop in our alternate worship space, the Bernstein Room. If you or your family need to move or be more active, you may be more comfortable watching and listening to service in this alternate space. We have coloring pages and fidgets for all ages in the vestibule, if that is useful to you or your children. Nursery care is available for anyone 6 or under. We have a few announcements this morning. You're invited to attend our Films for Justice screening of We Can Do Better at 1 p.m. today in the Bernstein Room. A discussion with director and producer Frederick Dream Murphy will immediately follow. UUCC will host the next Industrial Areas Foundation gathering this Thursday, June 4th at 6:30 p.m. Together, we'll explore how we can create and sustain ongoing, broad-based community organizing here in Mecklenburg County. The Justice Ministry team will be hosting an all-virtual Get Out the Vote phone bank training facilitated by our June community partners, Democracy NC. All you need to participate is a good internet connection. This Zoom training will be on June 11th at 6 p.m. Please sign up at the Justice Ministry table or stop by for more information following the service. Next Sunday, following service, we will celebrate our community and the end of stewardship campaign with our annual picnic. Please sign up in Currents to let us know what food you'll bring and how you can help. All UUCC members are urged to attend the Congregational Conversation annual meeting on Sunday, June 14th at 11:30 in the sanctuary. Lisa Hutto, our Director of Administration, will offer a presentation and discussion on the proposed 26-27 budget this Tuesday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. More information about these opportunities can be found in your order of service, in our weekly e-newsletter Currents, or on our website. Again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you, whether you are here in person or joining via live stream. Whether today is your first or 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, origins, identities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. It is good to be together.
Good morning, and welcome once more. Welcome to this time of sacred co-creation where we gather our hearts and our spirits to join together in blessed community. Welcome all seekers and searchers and those reaching for meaning. Here in this place, we hold no answer to life's greatest mysteries. Here in this place, we honor the mystery. We are in relationship with it. So welcome to this time of reaching together, of stretching ourselves beyond that zone of comfort and joining together this morning as our full selves. I'm Reverend Amanda, and what joy it is to gather together once more. It's Flower Communion Sunday, a time-honored UU tradition observed by UUs across the globe. If you brought a flower this morning and haven't been able to bring it up yet, you can do that here in just a few moments when we greet our neighbors, or you can bring it up later on during our observance. Now, it is not only the Flower Communion today, it's also a fifth Sunday, a very long month. And we've spent this month exploring our theme, A House Becomes a Home. And this is after nearly a year of exploring our annual theme, Under Construction. This is also our last Sunday of giving to our May community partner, One Voice. And next week, we'll welcome in our June Share the Plate partners, Democracy NC. So we enter into this time of worship. And as we do, we light our chalice this morning for the beauty found amidst the rubble, for the flowers that grow out of concrete, for the prayers whispered in the night, for the joy that comes in the morning, for the broken pieces that make a vibrant mosaic, and for all the ways we create opportunities for beauty, and for all that is the gift of life. So come, let us worship together. And in that spirit, I invite you to rise in body or spirit this morning to greet your neighbor.
A reading this morning is from UU Minister William G. Sinkford. In the presence of these flowers, these representative of creation's profound beauty, diverse and unique, but related and interdependent, these flowers which come to us as gifts from we know not where, and which we in turn choose to bring to our shared and common altar as gifts to one another. In their presence, we turn our thoughts to the mystery beyond mysteries, to the most sacred, which we never understand fully, but which we grant revelatory glimpses of in each of these flowers, in each of your faces, and through relationships with neighbor near and far. May they remind us of grace we have known in days past, forgiveness we have been granted and provided, love unearned and shared, recovery begun and established, generosity unforeseen and most sacred. And may they inspire us now and in days to come to seek, to notice, to embrace, and to recreate beauty, to give unto the world as exuberantly as these flowers. Our spiritual support this morning turns especially to brothers and sisters and siblings around the world who share our faith.
When I first became a Unitarian Universalist when I was 23, I didn't know much about our shared faith. In fact, I didn't know anything about this faith other than that we had an unreasonably long name. All that I knew is that I missed going to church, and my theological upbringing no longer aligned with my experience of the world. All I knew is that I deeply wanted and truly needed spiritual community. And so, after some time in my UU church, after a full cycle, a full year of traditions and observances, I would often joke that we just kind of find things that we like and we make communions out of them. Sometimes water, sometimes bread. I mean, we have a communion every Sunday with the coffee. And then finally, we have the flower communion. And I just figured that this is a faith community and we needed some kind of communion. And because we don't drink blood and eat bodies, well, these are the kinds of communions that were safe bets. Hard to upset someone over water, hard to offend with a flower. See, I wanted our faith to be simple. I saw it as safe from complexity, as easy. And we often present it that way, right? Believe whatever you want to believe, do your own thing. And while in part that's not completely untrue, there's so much more depth than doing an easy, pretty thing, especially the flower communion. 1923, Czechoslovakia, the Unitarian Church in Prague, the last Sunday before summer break. That's where they observed the first flower communion. Dr. Norbert Čapek instructed his congregation to gather flowers from wherever they could, the countryside, a roadside, perhaps a dwelling place or a garden, and any kind of flower would do. And they placed all the flowers on the tables, and it was the young ones who arranged them in vases and cups. And together they committed to the work of love and justice. Together they celebrated being a bold church. Together they celebrated their unity and diversity. Now here's the interesting thing about Norbert Čapek. He was born a Catholic, but became a Baptist minister at 18. He founded a whole lot of churches under the Baptist faith, but then he had to jump over here to the States under government threat. And so he accepted a call to serve as a Baptist minister in New York City, but none of that was ever enough for him. It didn't really work out for him. And we know this because in 1919, he wrote in his journal, "I cannot be a Baptist anymore. Even in compromise," he says, "the fire of new ideas, of new worlds is burning inside me." So he and his wife joined a Unitarian church in 1921 with the fire of new ideas and worlds. Now, fast forwarding to the present day, like most people my age, I'm online, and like anyone online, which is really actually all of us, there's this algorithm that knows me really well. And because it knows that I'm a spiritual person, I'll get a lot of spiritual content. And so the other day, I came across an online tarot reading that said, if these are your cards, then you're a completely different person right now than you were last year. And it was supposed to be really profound. And I sat there like, duh. Obviously. Who isn't a different person than they were this time last year? There are people in our lives that we didn't even know a year ago. Entire lives have begun and others have ended in the course of this year. Wars have been started, terms have ended. We've entered into global panic more times than I can count. And in our own lives, so much has surely shifted within this year. Of course, we are different people. And with each change, and each transition, with every door that has been closed to us, with each loss or upset or disappointment, this is that time of year that we get to reflect on the worlds that have emerged with the closing of those doors. The flower communion, it asks us to consider what fire is burning within each of us. It asks us to listen to that call toward possibility. Čapek wasn't writing about the pull towards some new flashy thing. He was speaking about transformation from the inside out. And that transformation was his willingness to let that fire burn. To let it burn away the comfort of doing it the way he had always done it, to burn away the what ifs, to ignite that sacred flame in his soul and light his spirit on fire, lighting up the path of possibility. And so he walked into that Unitarian church and he fundamentally transformed our shared faith for generations to come. And now UUs from across the globe bring a flower and take a flower. He was writing about transformation from a place of true hope and deep faith. And it is simple, but it wasn't easy. Nothing about our shared faith is. Now, Čepek's first flower communion may have been in Prague in 1923, but his last one took place in Dachau concentration camp in 1942. He had been arrested by the Gestapo. The records read that the Nazis found Čapek's gospel of inherent worth and beauty of every human person to be too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. Our faith is simple, but it ain't easy. Čapek became a Unitarian here in the States, but he went back home after World War I ended. And over the next 20 years, he founded and he grew the Unitarian Church in Prague to over 3,200 members. 3,200 people who believed that we are each worthy of love and respect beyond the borders of religious dogma, regardless of creed or race or birth. It was a dangerous game to play when the world needed someone to blame. It was a subversive ideology to affirm the worth and dignity when the world had been shattered by war. And when you're talking about a world war, nobody wins and everybody loses. Love and acceptance, they seem simple and it sounds beautiful, but in the hands of a broken world, in the hands of a shattered government, in the face of desperation and hungry, it can be, and it still is dangerous. And he paid the price with his life. And in unfathomable conditions, amidst barbed wire and armed guards, under the veil of secrecy, maybe even in the quiet of the night, he and his fellow prisoners gathered whatever weeds they could, whatever little green life dared to grow in the cage, and they communed. And as the story goes, they testified to a beauty that was larger than themselves. They testified to the truth that held them even in the face of certain death, and they lifted up a love that they knew would outlive them. And so we bring a flower, and we take a flower, and it's simple, but it's not easy. We bring a flower to offer hope. Not hope for some shiny new thing that will make it all better and fix all of the problems, but a gritty hope that there is something worth working for, that our love and our labor matters even still, even when our hearts are broken, even in the face of tyranny, it matters. And we take a flower to ignite the possibilities in our lives, the worlds that are being born amidst the rubble of what has been burned away. And we do it together because we are the only hope any of us has. We are everything that we hope to see in the world. And not because we have all of the answers and even the right questions, but because we are a group of people who are willing to come together and risk love through differences through diversity, through disappointments and setbacks, we decide to keep figuring it out. And it is a risk, and it's not easy, but it's simple. We are a garden of beauty, forever blooming. So we bring a flower, and we take a flower. And we do this in honor not only of the first flower communion, but of Chapek's last one, for the beauty that grows through the rubble, for the world emerging from within, for the flame that keeps burning, for a year come and gone, and the new versions of ourselves that keep showing up in the midst of it all. So in just a few moments, we'll observe the flower communion together in just the same way that they did in 1923. Maybe your flower came from Trader Joe's. Maybe you forgot a flower. None of that matters. It's the spirit of the thing, the act of giving and receiving, not just of a flower, but of ourselves, of our love, our hope, our capacity for care and joy and co-creation, for these are the true gifts of the Spirit. And so before we observe this tradition, I want to invite us into singing the hymn, "I Know This Rose Will Open." We'll sing it a couple of times through as is, and then we'll do it as a round. And each time through, allow these words to fully take root. What is blooming within your heart? What new worlds are emerging? What is on fire from within? And how will we keep the flame burning for generations to come? May it always be so.
This morning, as you came into this place, perhaps you brought with you a flower from your yard, from along the road, from a forest, from the rose bush by the driveway, or the Harris teeter up the road. From many different sources, these many different flowers have come. Here, piled together, they symbolize the extravagance of nature. For as various as these flowers are, they do not begin to exhaust nature's inventiveness in creating forms and colors and beauty. And what nature has done for flowers, nature has done for us. We too are the products of nature's extravagance. Each of us is unique. Mingled together, interacting, we do not become less unique, but rather find our uniqueness heightened. Here in this place, here in this human community, we find the fuller dimensions of our individuality, the richer meaning of our existence, the profound delight of this world, and our existence in this beautiful yet broken world.
Now, we invite you to take one of these flowers. Take a different one than the one you brought with you. Take it not to keep forever and ever, because nothing is forever. Take a flower as a symbol of gratitude for beauty we did not create, for blessings that are ours, for joys which come when unexpected. Take a flower as a symbol of your participation in the community of this congregation, the community of humankind, the community of all living things, the universal community. And if by chance you did not take a flower, bring a flower. Take one anyway. Take a flower as a symbol that beauty and grace and joy and love are not matters of reciprocity. In this world, we cannot earn or deserve that which is most important. It comes to us as a gift. Therefore, knowing how to receive is fully as important as knowing how to give. You are now invited to come forward. infinite spirit of life, we ask your blessings on these flowers, these messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us of these diversities of knowledge and gifts, to be one in the desire and the devotion to all that is holy.
May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of your most holy gifts. May we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all are needed to do sacred work in this day. Generosity is at the center of our mission and vision, and it is through generosity that we live our values out loud. What we give allows us to sustain the work of this congregation within and beyond these four walls. When we gather each week, let it be with the very spirit of generosity and gratitude, recognizing the blessing that it is to carry the work forward together. Our Share the Plate recipient this month is One Voice Chorus. One Voice is the LGBTQIA and Allies Chorus of Charlotte. Through artistic excellence, they present a public face of voice of the LGBTQIA plus community as they work for social justice. One Voice Chorus works to increase understanding and acceptance of LGBTQIA plus people. There are many ways to give to our shared offering. You can text to give at 73256, or you can give directly online. You can also scan the QR code or give as the basket comes your way. With gratitude for all the ways we give, for those who pledge to make this ongoing work possible, for those who give in the moments when it counts the most, and for those who give from their hearts, we build this community together. Ushers, you may come forward to receive the offering.
As always, each time that we gather in the spirit of all of those who have come before us. We come into this place with a whole host of joys and concerns on our hearts and in our lives. And here we don't demand that we leave it all at the door, but rather we expand to hold the fullness of it all, and we do it together. This morning, we celebrate with Emma Bogdan on her marriage to Joe Dominguez. We send healing prayers to Tom Cole, who is in rehab recovering from a serious illness. We hold Tom and his family in all of our love. And also, we continue to mourn the loss of UUCC member Lisa Lackey, and we hold her family and friends deep within our hearts. A memorial service will be held on June 6th at 1 p.m. here in the sanctuary. It will also be live streamed on our YouTube channel. Please reach out to Kelly Green if you're interested in helping with the service or the reception. This will be a large service, so we will need support in ushering and greeting and with the reception to really honor Lisa and her legacy. And finally, it was about this time last year that we welcomed friends and colleagues to our building to install me as the minister of this congregation. It was a joyous day, a long day. You guys remember that service was like 2.5 hours long. And it was an important day. And then this time, 2 years ago, I was called to be the settled minister after a very lengthy process. I reflect on the last nearly 2 years of late-night board meetings and lengthy staff meetings, meeting some of you in your homes and in coffee shops, or doing pastoral care and guidance in my office, singing together, eating together, mourning together, and celebrating together. And for what it's worth, there's no place I would rather be. It's been a beautiful process, witnessing the transition from me and you to us. So we light this candle of joys and concerns this morning for all of the sacred and blessed transitions in each and all of our lives. May we keep creating new worlds and being bold enough to inhabit them. Won't you please join me in a moment of silence for all the joys and concerns on our hearts this morning. I now invite you into a time and place of stillness, of groundedness, of meditation, and of prayer, perhaps closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. Spirit of life, spirit of the seed in the ground waiting to emerge, spirit of the waters that nourish us, the dirt that gives us shade to grow, spirit of all of the ways that we gather in this presence of one another. We call forward that spirit into this space, in this place, and in this moment. For the love that transcends time and space and place, for the love that can travel from 1923 to 2026, for the traditions that live in our faith, that we get to breathe new life in. We give so much gratitude. We gather time and time again as a free people, as seekers and searchers, choosing this liberal, progressive faith, without the answers, without the certainty, but with all of the choice and all of the risk. Spirit of life, we know that in this day and age, it is as important as it was all those decades ago to gather with that tenacity and that boldness to proclaim that it is our diversity that makes us strong. It is our willingness to love which is our superpower. And our strength is found in one another, in our direct experience. May we continue to live into that legacy, and may we carry it forward for the children of our children, so that 50 years from now, 100 years from now, we will still be honoring one another. We are worth the work. We are worth the labor. And love is something worth fighting for. Spirit of life, as we move into our days and the weeks ahead, may we hold that promise in our hearts. May we open up to what is emerging within, embrace what is yet to come, and honor that which has gone before us. May it always be so. Blessed be. As always, our benedictions come in the form of gratitude. Choir, 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 as always, blessing us with this gift of music, singing life into us, under, of course, John's direction and Scott's accompaniment. Our tech folks, keeping us wired and broadcast to the world. Of course, our ushers and our greeters and those making coffee next door, and all the ways it comes together that we gather on a Sunday morning. I told Megan to put flowers in her hair, and that's exactly what she did. That, queens. And of course, to each and all of you, you could be anywhere, and you've chosen to be here, risking and being bold to create community in a world full of isolation. May we all continue to be so blessed to have one another. Won't you please rise and join me in our closing hymn? For the beauty of the earth.
Our, oh, yes. It's one of my favorites. Our service has now ended. Please join me in reading the words on the screen. We extinguish community or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please be seated for the closing music.